then I would have more than enough probably all the time, and I could even disconnect the grid, but I'm not going to. I like having that for a backup, so that's probably going to stay. I will probably put a transfer switch in out by my house. I put this away from the house, that way my batteries, you know, you hear about heat and issues, and I didn't want nothing to happen to the house if something happened with like the batteries or even the power inverters. If something happened, I would just lose a shed that I could easily rebuild. That's why I have the power shed. And with the solar out there, it makes it a lot easier because I just run my solar in and it comes in down here. That gray box down there is where my solar comes in, and it runs through those lines up to my shutoff. I have a shutoff on, I have two different shutoffs. Each one operates half of my solar panels. So there's 8 here, 8 here, and this is 16. This is doubled up, and that puts that up to the max on the amps. These do 18 amps. So this has only got the 360 volts with 9 amps. Same on this one. This one has 360 volts, but it's got 18 amps, which that maxes out that inverter. And if I went ahead and put in extra solar panels, I would just do 18. This here would just power, these would just go to this inverter, and these I would transfer over here. You know, I'd put this PV array over here and add another one and put it coming to this inverter. And I just do 18,000, which puts me at the maximum on each inverter. You can have 6,000 watts of solar coming into each inverter. Okay, so I have this one maxed out. This one has 6,000 watts coming in and 360 volts at 18 amps. These two only have 3,000 watts of solar coming in at 9 amps and 360 volts. So I have room to expand with these inverters up to 18,000 watts of solar panels. So there is room to expand without spending a bunch of money. The thing that costs the most in this whole setup are the batteries. Battery storage, lithium battery storage is not cheap. I like the lithium. They got long life. Plus, I only do solar charge only on my lithium. That way I only get one charge cycle per day. Currently, I run out of battery power before I have enough sun to power my house in the morning. Yeah. So, the key is I have solar only, so I'm only charging my batteries once a day, which will give them a long life. You take your days, If you have 10 years and 360 days, that's 3,600 charge cycles. So you should always get close to 10 years out of your batteries. Batteries do not last. They are the thing that wears out the fastest on your whole setup. The solar panels, the inverters, as long as you're not overloading them, and we're not, they'll last a long time. Your batteries are the thing that you're going to end up buying and replacing. And battery technology has come a long ways in the last 10 years. It's going to get better. These batteries, which I do like the gill, I would like to have 6 of them. And then I would have 40,000 kilowatts of battery. Well, I only produce 60,000 worth of energy on good days. So I'd get my batteries charged and run my house, and that's about all the power I have. Now if I added another 6,000 watts out there, which I have enough power inverters to do, and I do have an extra conduit running out there, I could do closer to 100,000 watts of solar per day, and I don't have to buy new inverters. The thing is this time of year, I'm barely charging my batteries back up after my energy use. The extra 6,000 watts would mostly go to charging the batteries when I buy, and I'm gonna buy the extra batteries. I'm just waiting for the ones without the LED screen to come into stock, and then we're gonna buy 4 of the batteries with the battery cabinet. That way it'll hook up, and we can wire the grow watt inverters up to the batteries, because the newer batteries I can hook up, they have and I can swap it over to percentages. Here I got to do volts, but it would monitor the batteries and it would communicate with my inverters. And I would like to do that but you need the newer style batteries. These are the first run batteries or something that I got from Signature Solar. They're not capable of communicating with the power inverters directly. The new batteries would be able to communicate with the power inverters. And that's one of the reasons I'd like to swap over. But when I do that, I'm going to have to change all my battery leads